who are interested in their own foundations, like the deputy president, he must wait until he becomes the president, and then he will be able to show up his foundation and what he can do to Kenyans. Instead of confusing Kenyans more, he must be told now and then that his maneuvers are known, and everybody is aware of his evil activities that he's arranging to divide Kenyans along ethnic and narrow, evil political minds. So Kenyans of goodwill must remain the same. And I said this in 2014, that the most dangerous person amongst us here in this country was William Samoei Ruto. And I still repeat that if the Kenya government and Kenyans don't come together to make sure that he's 100% dealt with, then this country can go to dogs, I'm sure, because what he's doing is contrary to any civilized system of governance. Most of Kenyans must ask themselves, why don't they hear of the deputy or vice president of the Republic of Tanzania fighting against the president, fighting against his own people? Why don't they hear also the neighboring Uganda government and Uganda's vice president in that government also fighting Museveni and fighting his own party? Have they heard that? Not only that, even in a place where we have had political instability like Somalia, you have never had a vice president coming up to fight the status quo. We have our neighbors in Addis, in Ethiopia. We have never had a vice president. Even you can't know if you are asked who is the vice president of the republic or the deputy prime minister of the Ethiopian government. None of you people would come up and say, this is so and so, I know him, including those who are trying to defend the deputy president, are inept, political bankrupt, and people who don't understand the dynamics of collective responsibility in a system of governance.
SG.
Duale, I wanted to Duale about 10 years ago, when I told the Kenyans that Duale might be impediment to the economic and overall development of our country in that key position he was holding. I have closely followed him, and time and again he has brought to Parliament bills and a lot of amendments on laws concerning workers of this country, with very ulterior motive, trying to outlaw strikes which are in our national constitution, trying to amend the NSSF Act to leave it open for anybody to do whatever he or she wants with workers' money. And we have always resisted as workers. And he hates workers of this country, and he's not a better position to be left in that position. This will be good for our country, this will be good for our parliament, because we want sanity. It is not only sanitizing coronavirus and leaving the big coronavirus in the midst of our political, social and economic areas of our concern. So I'm sure that members of parliament will make sure that as well they fumigate parliament, make sure people like Duale, people like Honorable Ashiari and the rest who are ardent supporters of the evil are also voted out of their position, important positions they hold in the National Assembly. I want to take this opportunity to thank more so the members of the Senate, particularly those who come from where I come from, Western Kenya, for unanimously joining other progressive senators to make sure that they voted in unison in the Senate to make those wanting changes. These same changes, I've said here time and again, they must be extended to Parliament. And I'm in total agreement proposing the same should take root into our National Assembly. It will be of no value to vote Mr. Professor Kindiki out of Senator's position of Deputy Speaker and leave a person who is in a key area of our government when it comes to legislation and legislative matters. And this is no any other person other than Duale. Proposing this, and I'm out, and I will ensure that I campaign for those who can listen to some of us and those colleagues and other progressive members of Parliament to make sure that Duale's position is equally dealt with.